Hi there. This is a tag challenge, and it incorporates 2 challenges from years ago. This is all the stuff that's beside me at my desk. It's all my Christmas things. And the challenge I put together for myself was working on Tracie Fox's daily December challenge, and the other one was the names of Jesus. I'm working on day 13. And day 13 was about the name of Jesus, which is Emmanuel, God with us. And the verse that anchored that name was from Isaiah 7:14. And because these revisited challenge tags, and I'm working on day 13 all the way through 25, they're all about remembering those easy to forget junk journaling techniques. Today I incorporate one of them, and it's simple, but sometimes we forget about them. And this one is about using our stamps on the white, the unprinted side of a digital. Now maybe you double print. I didn't years ago. So as I build this tag, I find myself needing something to show up. And I know that I'm going to cover the area, but I decide that regardless, I'm just going to use my stamps. They're small, they're simple, but it makes it interesting. So don't forget to use your stamps when you need something. So by the end, I have a tag that doesn't just celebrate God with us, but it reminds me, you, us, how to bring forgotten favorite techniques back into our creative rhythm. It's just one simple, gentle layer at a time. Here we go, stamping. And I'm twisting the stamp as I go because, you want variety. Am I a great stamper? No. But regardless, half of this is going to be, or 3/4 of it maybe more, is going to be covered up with more of these digitals. These digitals are from ChapterOne Pages, and they're so beautiful. I remember falling in love with them in 2022, 2021, 2020, I don't remember. Linked below is their Etsy, where you can get these digitals. And I have to tell you, I was so thankful. The ladies, I reached out to them because I couldn't find these digitals on their Etsy page. And they said that they were retired, but they've renewed them. They're there. So the link, and these are not overtly Christmas. They're not overtly Christian at all. It's just a snowy garden. There's a 1, 2, and a ornament option. And I find the colors beautiful. I find the images enchanting. And that's why it sort of works itself into this, revisiting this challenge that I'm doing of daily December tags. They're tag booklets, really. And because I've added the other names of Jesus, it's something that can sit out on my display, wherever it ends up. I'll take a picture once I'm done. They're going to go in a box, that much I know. And I'm planning a display on one of my open areas with my dad's old blocks and bottle brush trees and such. And this is where these tags are going to go. I'm finishing up, using up digitals that I printed literally 5, 4, 3 years ago. I have made a deal with myself that I'm not going to buy any more items until what I already have is used. Now, not all used, but mostly used. I keep my items in banker's boxes, so when a box is full, my own rule is I can't buy any more until I have room in the box. So The box was very full. So full the lid didn't fit. So this is a challenge. Do you have something like that in your craft space, in the closet, or things that you know are there, or you have an idea of what's there, but you're going to be surprised when you actually pull it out? So, yes, this is my Christmas stuff. You saw a little bit at the beginning, and I'm going to use it up. I'm enjoying revisiting the beauty of the pages, the promise of creativity that started years ago. And there's a sense of satisfaction to use the items, like the stamps, in crafting right now. This is, again, I said Isaiah 7:14. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and will call him Emmanuel. Yeah, these digitals are soft and snowy digitals from ChapterOne Papers, Snowy Garden Collection. And then I'm going to pair them with some red burlap ribbon. You'll see in a little bit. Tearing paper is one of the things I like to do. On Tuesdays, I make a real-time ASMR videos. Yeah. And the idea is that if you play videos in the background when you're crafting, you can have them on. And I'm not talking. There's no talking, and rarely is there music. But it's like crafting with someone beside you. So this tag is for day 13. And next Tuesday, I'm going to prepare more options for tags. You saw how I pulled them out of the little baggie. Yeah, it's a snack baggie or sandwich baggie. Well, I make up the rest of them and tear out the digitals so that I'm ready to make the next tag booklet. The guest check idea is from Crafty Cat USA. At the time, I was trying to do that, so a third challenge. Her way of presenting a challenge is to have a paper bag full of ideas, and each week she pulls out 3 ideas, and you're to make something that includes those. So I haven't carried on with that challenge in this set at this point in time. I'm just sticking to 2, and but that's where that came from. And you'll see some digitals from Crafty Cat in future videos that I make for this series. Am I starting Christmas early? Yes. But I'm not the only one. That's my excuse anyhow. Often I work really hard making Thanksgiving or thankfulness journals in the month of November. But then I hit December and I don't have time for Christmas videos and Christmas crafting. This year, I'm going to talk about being thankful, feel thankfulness as I make my Christmas crafts. How are you doing? Are you well? For what are you thankful today? I hope that you have a long list. There's scientific studies that show if you focus on things you're thankful for, even if it's just the first sip of coffee in the morning or tea, it changes your whole demeanor. It changes your entire thinking. Sometimes it changes brain chemistry. I recommend focusing on things that you're grateful for first thing in the morning. Sometimes it's easy to come up with a list, and sometimes it's not, but it's one of the things that I do first thing in the morning. I have a little book where I write down the things I'm thankful for. And I don't worry about repeating things, because, hey, there's lots of things we're thankful each day, and they're just as relevant in that day as they were weeks before, years before. This ribbon is a burlap ribbon. I got it from Walmart online, and I'm going to cut it in half for another part of this tag, but I want to put it on the spine here just for some contrast to the white and green and gray, because the bird, if you see the bird, it is, and the ribbons, they're red. Now I have a little bit of a struggle getting it to stick. It does eventually. I might, when I use this again, I'll try Fabri-Tac. This is art glitter glue, and it does stick eventually, but I have to use clamps to hold it on, and even after that I have to add more glue, and yeah, it's okay. It was a little more struggle than what I was wanting at that moment in time. If you're enjoying this video, I invite you to subscribe so you see more. I would really appreciate a like, and I appreciate you. I value each one of you that watch. Leave a comment. I would have fun interacting. Yeah, this junk journaling community is friendly. It's kind. I often, after I've done my morning items, which include gratitude, I'll turn on YouTube on my television and watch a few videos of those that I'm subscribed to, because they're kind voices starting my day. Now, I wake up too early. I'd choose to sleep in if I could, but I can't. So my husband usually is sleeping. I'm making a pocket. I want to put a tag in the pocket, and I'm trying to decide here, which one should I use? Yeah. So I was invited by Celeste at Woodland Inspired to do a video about 10 things I've learned from YouTube. And I'm very excited about doing that, but I have to put some thought into narrowing down what I've learned on YouTube crafting into just 10, but 10 relevant ones. So that's coming, Celeste. I'm making out my list, and as you mentioned in your comment and in your video, you had to go back through them even as you were filming. So I'll link to Celeste's video of her 10 things in this video description. And know that I'm working on it, Celeste. It's coming. Yeah. Now, if you have been watching videos on YouTube about junk journaling for a long time, and you've learned things, why don't you leave me an idea in the comment? I'd love to know what you think, what your experience has been. Fitting things in pockets, you really should measure beforehand. That's something I learned. But obviously not putting into practice. I have to trim this little tag digital. That will go in the pocket. So we're heading into fall. Well, I suppose we're already there now. In North Carolina, where I am, the weather's just starting to get a little cooler. Yeah. Hurricane Melissa has just gone through the Caribbean. My husband travels there often for some responsibilities, and he left today with as much as the airline will allow him to carry to bring some food and such to those that we know and love in Jamaica. So I'm a little, I'm praying for his trip. He caught the plane and got to Miami and then boarded the plane to Jamaica. He said it was full of flight crews, pilots and their crews, to fly people home from Jamaica, those that were left there, that were through the storm, that need to get home. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing about his trip and praying really hard that he is safe. It's interesting when you look at the news accounts of what's happened when a natural disaster occurs, and you know that they are capturing what they can, and often it's the worst. And then you think of someone that you love going into a situation. But we were excited yesterday. We spent the day shopping and packing these 3 big buckets. And he made it onto the plane with them, so it's all set up well. Here we go. I'm done the tag booklet. Yeah, I suppose if I think about it right now, God with us, that's relevant. It may be a scripture from the Old Testament, but it's just as relevant now. So, I pray you're well. And if no one's told you this, you matter. How you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're concerned over, it matters. Here's the days 1 to 13. And I'll carry on in the next video, tearing up the digitals that are already printed years ago to carry on in this challenge, both with Tracie Fox Digitals, her daily December 2022, I think it was, and 2023, and adding in the names of Jesus. And all the links will be below to where you can get these digitals if they're still available, and to other creators. It's Lori at Positive Thanks Living. Take care. Bye for now.